G'day, fellas. And welcome to Outback Octagon number 4. This is game number 12. Today we follow a man on a mission, a single man. That gives me a little bit of anxiety when he runs his king around like this and just chills out. You can see that we've got chat on the screen. What are they saying? Donardi, was that Make-A-Wish Foundation that I got to win in a lobby full of Chads? Wow, Donardi. Donardi coming out strong, ladies and gentlemen, with the spoilers already. He wants to win in this game as well. Let's see if he can do it. Let's get into it because we got ourselves some town centers going down. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is rigged. Chaos. Random. We've got ourselves another rigged game. Plenty of deer up here if you're interested in the deer. Let's introduce our players for today. Spawning in the west of the map in the color red, playing as the House of Lancaster. It's Fei-chan. To her north, in the color light blue, playing as the Knights Templar. It's Baltoon. To his east, in the color purple, playing as the Sengoku Daimyo. It's Poppy Paw. To their south, in the color blue, playing as Joan of Arc. It's Vortex. To his south, in the color pink, playing as the Order of the Dragon. A good little spawn he's got here as well. He's got gold, he's got deer, it's everything he needs. It's Donardi. Up to his north, in the color green, playing as the English, we've got Lucifron 7. And on the east side of the map, in the color yellow, playing as the Juicy Legacy, we've got Anatan. Now, I know. There's probably people out there that are thinking to themselves, well, hold on a minute, Trongo. That's only 7. We haven't talked about our 8th player yet. Well, that's because our 8th player... Did he get scouted already? Damn it, dude. Donardi scouted GUA. I was hoping that he was never going to be scouted. Could you imagine if the game just goes to like 46 minutes and the only thing that these guys have seen is a king? GUA. The corner boy. The dream. He's stuck behind Donardi. Donardi, have mercy upon GUA today, please, my friend. Have mercy. Now, let's talk a little bit about what we've got right here, because we've actually seen quite a few Sengoku Daimyo games today. First one was with Beastie. The second one is with Puppy Paw. It's like we're just handing out good civilizations to the best players and watching them do magic. Now, before we get into the magic of today's games, we're 3 minutes through this one, so I think it might be a good time to take a look at the scoreboard. Now, if you'd like to avoid being spoiled, make sure you look away now. Maybe fast forward for, like, I don't know, a couple seconds. Anyway, let's go and get our scoreboard up on the screen. So, at the top of the screen, you'll see we've got our players. We've got Demu, who is currently leading us with 2 victories, 4 games played. Of course, Corvinus yet to play, and because of that, he is currently sitting in 2nd place, but I suspect he may do well potentially tomorrow. Anyway, this is our current standings. Let's get back to the lobby. Okay, so now, let's make a prediction. Who's the first one to get eliminated? Who's the first one? Well, not the first one. Yeah, who's the first one to win? Those are our questions that we're looking to answer. First one eliminated? I'm sorry, GUA. I mean, where are you going to collect gold from? I guess, maybe? Okay, that works. That works. That's decent. This is a great spot. GUA, why didn't you pick here? This is a god tier spot. Double deer stack, gold vein, boar nearby. You can also bring got the wood line here. This is perfect. We could have called this home, but then you'd be stuck between, you know, we don't really want to be spawning this close to Lucifron. That's the other thing to note. So, if we had to pick one player to say we think is going to win this game, this is actually a pretty hard one to choose. In my heart of hearts, I feel like we probably have to go for Anatan, because he's on the edge of the map. He's playing the Juicy Legacy. He's got a lot of resources here. Now, keep in mind, he's playing the Juicy Legacy. They already get, like, a ridiculous amount of resources. And now, all of a sudden, you've got 3 gold veins. You've got a wood line. You've got these berry bushes here nearby. Do you reckon he gets the stone as well? It's a good meditation gardens. And this is tempo that he's going to be able to lean into. I think this is probably the best meditation gardens that he could find. There's probably nothing better than this. I mean, maybe you could argue like something like this might collect more resources, but this is just so well blended. Gets everything. So I think probably we're looking at Anatan having the best spot. When it comes to civilization, he's also got arguably the best civilization for FFA. I think Juicy Legacy once it starts getting rolling, like, it is very scary. It's got the Imperial Guard, the Yuan Raider. There's a lot. There's a lot. Interesting. We've got a barracks starting to come down on the west side of the map here for Baltu. Now, keep in mind, he's in Age 1. Have we got the Age up coming through? Yes, we do. So we're going for Principality of Antioch. Is he thinking about maybe throwing some axes? Potentially? Could be an option for him. We'll keep an eye on him. Age up's coming through for everybody else as well. We got Faye with the Abbey on the House of Lancaster. To the south, we've got the School of Cavalry for Vortex. Towards the middle of the map, we've got the Coca Township coming up for Puppy Paw. No real surprise there. Towards the south, the mine work for the Don. GUA with the Twin Minaret Madrasa. And Lucifron now with the Abbey of Kings for the English as well. So both players favoring the Abbey here. Over towards the right side as well. Of course, we've got our meditation gardens. Can we just... Oh my god. He actually got everything. 25, 75, 30, 12. It's pretty damn disgusting. That's 140 resources at the 6-minute mark. That's quite early to have those extra resources coming in. Keep in mind, a villager is typically between 35 and 40 resources per minute at this stage of the game. So if we add all of these up, you're talking he's basically sitting on, what, 4.5 villages? So 3.5 villages, somewhere in that region. 3.5 to 4 villages out of the gate. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Let's check in on the middle, though. I want to ride on board with Puppy Paw. Let's get an idea on how he's currently doing. We've got the first of the Yatai that's out towards the top. Has he not made any additional Yatai? We've got a second Yatai that's out over here as well. He's also got a boar. Are there any more that we're missing? Yes, there's a third one over here. So he's got all 3 Yatai, all on boars. So he's fully maxed out here. And there's a couple of sheep that he's got under the town center as well that he'll be able to rely on later in the event that he doesn't want to make a farm for 400 minutes. Now, that's one of the great things about this civilization on this map. You start off with vision. You can see where all of the deer are. So you get a really good sense of, hey, where can I put down my town center? Where can I put down my starting location so that I can get the most resources? You can also see where villages are moving as well for those first few seconds. So it gives you a bit of an idea on where players may potentially be going. Age up about to come through for him here. At the 8-minute mark, Puppy Paw now entering into the second age. He's going to be the last player up. But the good news is, I'm sure he won't be the first player down. This is a strong lobby, but he is a strong player. He'll be okay. Second town center now going to be coming in as well over here for Vortex. Something strange that we see in. Indeed, we begin to see it. The makings of madness as Faye in the west of the map. Under pressure. The boar has gotten involved. The scout's gone down. I think the boar took out the scout. I want to say that the boar took out the scout here. But the boar doing a wonderful job of defending. Oh no, he's gone for the Lord. Gets taken out. Balturn with the sergeants early on, throwing some axes like a madman. Age up comes through now as well for Anatan over on the east side of the map. He's got a lot of relics he can choose from. 2 relics to the south. 3 relics. 3 relics to the north, excuse me. 2 relics towards the top side. So you're talking about 7 relics that he's able to pick up early on. That's a lot of relics. We've also got another relic, an 8th and 9th relic, and I think that might be it. I think we're just kind of stuck on 9 relics for this map. Maybe we're missing 1 or 2 somewhere, but I think that's probably going to be the limit of our expectations here. Now, Age Up is coming through as well for Don. Keep in mind, this is a Burgrave for the Order of the Dragon. He goes into men-at-arms instead of going into spears. Interesting decision for the Don. A little bit more expensive for the same amount of siege. So something to always keep in mind is that when it comes to your spears, they are the same amount of siege that you're doing for, or you're getting for your men-at-arms. And of course, you've also got the heavy torches as an option as well, if you want to start torching down some farms. Shaolin Monk coming back. How does he look to play this out throughout the Castle Age? Does he maybe think about moving into a 2nd or a 3rd TC? Could be an option for him. Scouts coming down. King spotting it out. We've got ourselves a white tower, and have a look at this. Lancers from Anatan. Not something that I expected to see, but something that's quite important to the outcome of this game. Villagers, you can see he's microing the villagers one at a time, Lucifron into the town center. These Lancers just not enough to actually get the kill. He gets another kill right there. How many vills is Lucifron on? 23. How many is Anatan on? 29. Did he really kill 6 villagers? There's no way that he really killed 6 villagers just there. Age Up also coming through. It's Temple of Equality. Never mind. I mean, it's Temple of... I got excited because I thought Japanese Temple of Equality, you know, back to the Corvinus game where it was absolutely ridiculous. There was a part of me that was thinking, oh my god, he's already got the battering ram out. There was a part of me that was thinking that, but then I realized it's the Ikko Ikki, and these units... It's a cool idea. I don't know. I can't make it work. Let's see if Puppy can make it work. Maybe he can make it work. Second TC coming out for Faye here. She's trying her best to defend. She's also got the Mena in here. Definitely struggling right now against these units that are pseudo-archers, pseudo-men-at-arms, just big boy units. Some decent damage that's coming out as well from them. You can see the amount of damage that's hitting on that Lord. He's going to get sniped out here. Another one gets thrown in the queue. And down towards the south, GUA now under pressure as well. We got ourselves a lot of action early on here, so we got to make sure that we are spotting out everything. Joan of Arc here has been picked up as well. Level 2 now for Vortex. Battering ram getting worked on behind the scenes. We want to make sure we don't anchor too much here. Keep in mind, we do have a little bit of a blend of colors, yellow and green next to each other, pink and orange, a bit difficult to see. Oh my god, that sound, I tell you what, that sound scares me greatly. But I think that we may have a hold here. I think Faye is going to hold. The yeoman number is building. The double range in the back. She's looking pretty safe in this position. Another Lord goes down. Battering ram going to be worked down slowly by the yeoman. Vils can come forward to repair, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Probably a few too many Vils here. Probably do about 2 or 3. Otherwise, you're going to be really draining that wood. And now the king. Where's the king? King's in the town center. King is in the town center. Okay, we're all right for the moment. Sacred Site getting neutralized by the Lancers here. And Anatan looking for early control in this game. He's done a good job so far of getting out on the map. You know what's crazy? This is an English single town center fast castle, and it was already under pressure from Anatan. Imagine what a 2 TC fast castle would have looked like, and there's a good chance that Lucifron just would have had to have tapped out against that. But 3 relics now coming through. He's managed to secure all of those contested relics. Now the focus becomes on the relics at the back, the relics in the north. Whether or not he's actually found these or not, we'll have to double check a little bit later. And we hear Puppy Paw bringing in. Oh, we've gone for a second TC. So he's gone fast castle, second TC. Why the castle age? Is it just for relics? Surely it's not. Like, surely we didn't just go fast castle just for relics and that was it. Maybe that's it. I'm curious about the Temple of Equality. To me, it doesn't really make sense. I mean, maybe you can make it work. Maybe Puppy Paw knows something that we don't know. I will also potentially say that. You know what I'd love from Don? Bring in Vils to wall this off. That's what I'd love. Because he's going to bring in a lot of Vils here. What if the town center just focuses down the Vils? Don, I don't like this from Don, actually. This could be really bad. Oh, we got ourselves a little bit of a run. So this town center here should just focus down all of these Vils. GUA now with a couple archers at the back. And town center is indeed going to focus this down. Is he going to be able to get it up? That's actually, he's brought more Vils in. He's brought more. He's committing 100% to this now. And that's probably a smart move here. Almost guaranteeing his kill here. Let's check in on the other side of the map. As we've got 2 players doing the same thing at the same time. Forward keeps coming down for both of them. Together. At once. Don Artie puts the 15 Vils inside the town center and says, we're committing 100% here, whether you like it or not. And at the same time, we've got Baltoon doing the same thing on the north of the map. This is terrible here for Faye. She is struggling to keep that head above water. She's trying her best here. Sergeant's doing a wonderful job of just keeping these units at bay. The keep is now online. I thought she was going to be able to hold. And it's not until this fortress comes down that you go, actually, maybe things aren't going all that well for her. Back towards the middle of the map. Oh, lordy. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. What? What? Oh, he's trying to move it to the fortress. Oh. Does he know? Oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Oh, my lord. He almost picked it up mid-flight. Back towards the south. King inside the town center. Still holding on. More landmarks going down. King looking good. White tower. He's got she's got the ability to run back if she wants it. Our first exposed king of the game. And now the keep should be able to focus it. And there we go. GUA going down. Don Artie taking him out. Old friends from Age of Empires 3. Unfortunately, you hate to see it come to this, but GUA, unfortunately, copping it a little bit hard right here. And GUA in the chat saying OOTD and HRE broken in FFA. Nothing Otto can do here. And ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Spell it out loud, boys. Absolute true. More battering rams now starting to come through. 1, 2, 3 more on the way. We've already got 3 that are in here. One of them getting blocked out. Is anybody else contesting this? Can we just talk about this stealth forest and how good this looks? Absolutely amazing. Vortex, Imperial Age, uncontested French Imperial Age, or rather Joan of Arc, Imperial Age. Dangerous. Not the only landmark. Keep that in mind. Puppy Paw now going to pop this and look for that king. He finds the king in the fortress. Only 4,000 health on it. Not a lot of units here to defend it. In fact, where are the sergeants? They're down here. They're building more battering rams. How many more battering rams would you like at this stage, Baltune? That's a lot of battering rams, my friend. Don Ardi could be looking for an Imperial Age himself. You can see his resources starting to stack up here. Relic count for him, unfortunately, still sits at 0. Puppy Paw, oh, together. We've got multiple players now making their way across the map and looking for blood. Take a look at this. Lucifron, out of all people, comes across the map and says, hey, I heard that there's a king over here that potentially could be under attack. And now the sergeants are getting taken out. Meanwhile, this whole time, Faye is just sitting here. She's taken the brunt of the damage, but she stands tall. She lives strong. She prospers. And now, after Lucifron has done all of this damage to the attack of Baltune, there's the risk that he goes down behind this. King on the run to the south, looking to try and come across towards this red palace. Definitely the right call. Get him out there now. Back over towards the west. We got ourselves more action. King slowly burning inside the white tower. Oh my god, that was scary. Oh my god, that's so scary, dude, when I hear that sound. Oh god, that scares me so much. I'm like, where? I thought we had it all. We were rolling in the deep. Okay, town center. The last bastion of defense for this king. Is Lucifron even looking to come back and defend? Or does he just know it's all over Red Rover? Behind the scenes, it's just a complete spam of lancers from here. Relic count is up to, I think he's got 6. Oh my god, he's gone into pagodas as well. Town center under pressure. Second landmark for Faye has fallen. Her third one in the back here keeps her safe for the moment. She is very much just looking to double down, hope that everything's going to be okay. Is there a world where she walls herself in and keeps herself safe? Probably not. Oh, the sharks are circling. The sharks are circling. And we circle back over towards the base of Lucifron. And unfortunately, the death of his king. After many Avils are massacred, one goes down, the king. And Lucifron out at the 18-minute mark. Anatan increasing the power of his position. He's more isolated. He's away from everybody else. He's going... I was going to say he's going Imperial Age. It's not. It's the Xiongnan Tower. He's going for a Song Dynasty. So he's looking to maybe double down into some town centers. But have a look at this. Got Puppy Paw, who senses that there could be trouble. There could be a problem. The Lancers come back. They say, no. Out you go, Puppy. Find blood elsewhere, my friend. For you will find none here today. Swabia on for Don as well. He's at 47 Vils at the moment. Watch how quickly he rockets up. Now, keep in mind, he got that king kill as well. So if he can remain silent and quiet towards the south here, he's going to be having a good time. Faye. Now looking to potentially snipe out this fortress. Keep in mind, town center back here does still stand. So this is not the final landmark. But it is going to get worked down ever so slowly. Men at arms chilling out in the middle for Don. What is this stance, Don? Hold position. So how does Faye go about playing this? She's playing Lancaster. So I think maybe she goes Wingard. I think you probably want to go Wingard. I love the fact that she's not giving up. Stone wall here as well. And here. I love it. Get rid of this and put a stone wall at the front and just make sure that this is all completely done. And you just become the corner girl. That's it. King comes back towards the main town center. And I love that Baltune has just been stopped in his tracks. It looked almost certain that Baltune was going to go down. Oh, sorry. It looked almost certain that Baltune was going to make the kill. Excuse me, Baltune. You're making another battering ram? At what point does this man say that's enough battering rams? Donati. Oh, no. Say it ain't so. All he needed to do was keep quiet. Keep his head down. Maybe put a stone wall or two up. It could have potentially helped him. He's got 220 stone in the bank. Definitely not enough to have walled all of this in. There's a lot, unfortunately, down here. But unfortunately, Don Ardi in a little bit of trouble here. He's got emergency repairs in play. How's he doing with units? Yeah, he's going to the other side of the map. We've seen this multiple times today where players have been under pressure and instead of coming back to base because it's so far away with their infantry or with their cavalry, they've just gone elsewhere. But take a look at this. We could potentially have multiple kings going down at the same time. Once again, we got Puppy Paw on Baltune. A whole bunch of cavalry here and just the consequence of going for that early push. He's still feudal age at this time, Baltune. Repairs have come through for the keep. It's still got a while on it. Elite upgrade comes through on the Mounted Samurai. More health for these. He tried to run it. He tried to run it, and we missed it in the blink of an eye. He had a lot of health left on that keep, but unfortunately, we're not able to catch it. I'm sorry, fellas. We tried. At least we were doing all right there. Now this king's going to go down. Hopefully, we're not missing it out anywhere else. Indeed, this king goes down. Puppy Paw takes it. And with that, we've got ourselves a ball game. Anatan hits Imperial Age. How are the town center numbers looking for Anatan? Has he dropped down 3 or 4 town centers? He should have done that. He's just dropped down the 1 TC for the moment. Okay, so in the end, at this stage, 4 players remain. Though, arguably you could call it 3. Because while I like Faye's spot here, it's cute in the back, there was no stone wall. You know, we called this out a little bit earlier. We said there needs to be a stone wall towards the front. At the very least, just that stone wall. She's got the stone for it as well. Like, she absolutely could have made this work. And then at least you keep yourself alive a little bit longer. It means, you know, Puppy Paw's going to make some sort of siege, maybe get a bombard out. You're still going to get rolled. It's just going to be 5 minutes later. That's the real difference here. And now Puppy Paw. He's got 1 kill already. He's looking for a second one. Faye in the corner. These guys are evenly matched, these folks here. And Vortex may be looking to pull back the forces of Puppy Paw. Can I interest you, sir, in perhaps a King Snipe? Inside the Castle of the Crow, 5,500 health. Second castle coming up immediately next to it. Does Puppy Paw commit? He's going to try and commit to it. There is a town center on standby nearby. King inside the Castle of the Crow, holding for now. King out of order. Landmark's gone down. He picks up the points for the kill. And with that, the king goes down. That's plus 50 over to Puppy Paw. The question's going to be about whether or not he can actually survive through it. He could look for a Wololo here. The Iko Iki could pick these up if he wanted to try and potentially save himself. Mounted Samurai are moving back through. I don't think there's any villagers that are repairing this bad boy up. He's going to try and get stuff into the keep. Deletes. Okay, this should be it. Not picked up fast enough by Vortex. King gets into the town center. Lives a little bit longer. As soon as that delete came through, Vortex should have absolutely put 2 and 2 together. But now it looks like we could make a runner right from this position. Puppy Paw needs to try. He comes out the top side. Mounted Samurai come through. It's over. It's all over, baby. Puppy Paw goes down, and then there were 2. Vortex takes a kill. And now we got ourselves a true ball game. Welcome to the end game. Jeez, that was close. That was very close. You know what could have been? Puppy Paw obviously not watching the first and second game of Outback Octagon today. Because if he had, he would have absolutely had plenty of ideas about how to play this defensively. We've seen Wololol after Wololol after Wololol. And unfortunately, he had the perfect opportunity for it, just didn't find it. And then there were 2. Let's talk a little bit about this position because, well, this might not be a long game. We got ourselves some elite lancers on the way here. Fully upgraded. They've got their 20% cavalry attack speed, 20% extra damage. They've got their biology upgrade. We got elite royal knights here with their French elite biology upgrade. What's the French one called? Bloodlines. Royal bloodlines, excuse me. So we got 364 versus 338. But of course, the key difference here is going to be that extra attack speed. Of course, you can see we got the 20% and the 20% from, well, the 20% attack speed and the 20% attack damage. So quite a bit that's getting boosted up here. So let's talk a little bit about this. Let's introduce our final 2 contestants. Spawning on the east side of the map in the color yellow, playing as the Juicy Legacy, someone we called out early on as having arguably the best position in the game. It's Anatan. He's picked up 1 kill so far this game, if I remember correctly. It's this one right here. Kill on Lucifron. He was active. We saw him out on the map, but I don't think he's got more than that 1 kill. Our second player for today, spawning on the west side of the map in the color blue, playing as Jeanne d'Arc. We've got Vortex. And if I remember correctly, Vortex has got 2 kills. The first kill was over here on Donati. Well, probably like right here-ish on Donati. The second kill was right here on Puppy Paw. So we've got ourselves a 2 kill versus 1 kill situation. Definitely winnable for both. The one thing you have to remember when you're fighting down population, I guess up population, when you're fighting against someone who's got more population than you, you need to be trying to keep trading with them. You need to keep that attrition high. You need to constantly be forcing fights, because the last thing you want is for them to build up that army to the point where they can take advantage of that population. So you need to keep those fights happening constantly. Means that ideally you want to build your villager count up. Oh, we got ourselves a little bit of movement up here. You want to build that villager count up and then just keep those trades happening. If you can take sacred sites, it's really advantageous. And we now start to see Anatan setting up for it. This is a good position for him. He's got a lot of relics in the bag. 7 relics at the moment. There's an 8th relic towards his north I don't think he realizes just yet. But these are in a good position. I like the spot that he's in. He's also got those bonuses towards the cavalry. We see he's moving into hand cannoneers as well. Actually, no, that's Vortex. Vortex is moving into hand cannoneers. Do we like this? I think we like this. We like this with Joan of Arc, right? Especially because she can increase the attack speed of these hand cannoneers. So it absolutely makes sense to be moving into them. A unit that just is very slow to attack, so having that extra attack speed because it's got a high damage amount is just so damn good. But now, sacred sites have been taken by Anatan. More units rallying towards the middle. And to be honest, this works for Anatan right now. I think until he hits maximum population, you probably just chill. I think you just hold the line until you hit max pop. No king is really in play here. Both of these kings have got the right thing going for them. They're in a keep, that's number 1. And number 2, they're walled off. Now, is there anybody who knows the reason why you wouldn't put your king in an outpost and wall it off with a stone wall? Anyone who may know the reason why that is? I don't want to spoil any games here, but yes. Yes, that is exactly why. Because the outpost doesn't have a lot of health. And there's always the chance that, well, let's say that this was an outpost back here that Anatan had behind his stone wall. And it looks really good. It looks amazing, doesn't it? Well, what happens if, let's say, Jeanne d'Arc... Oh, would you look at that? Vortex is playing Jeanne d'Arc. What would happen if, like, let's just say, hypothetically, Jeanne d'Arc runs into the back of the base. I don't think or we've got it on cooldown at the moment, 33 seconds. So if Jeanne d'Arc ran to the back of the base here, like this, and maybe just called in her cannon and shot down the outpost, and then just sniped out the king, you could lose the game. I'm just hypothesizing here, by the way. I'm just hypothesizing. This isn't, you know, we're just freestyling out here. Now, of course, this is the melee Jeanne d'Arc, but it can still happen because you can focus the king down with the cannon that she calls. So do be aware of that. There is still the possibility that bad things can happen if you were to do that. The fact that you've got the keep, of course, it can still technically happen, but you've got a lot more health to play with. A lot more forgiveness is involved. Let's check in on that south side. You can see Vortex is building up, and this is the trouble that Anatan's got because he's at max population right now. So now is absolutely the time he should be going. He should be looking to commit 100% here at this stage. Now, of course, there's a number of different ways that he could do that. How's line of sight looking? Can we ride on board here with Vortex just for a second? I want to have a look from his perspective, what he sees. And what's interesting is that he's got quite a few blind spots. One of the things that we often see players do in FFA is they build a lot of outposts. And you kind of see them progressively built out. Think of it kind of like a cabbage, or a lettuce, or an onion. It's got layers. You've got layers of outposts. And they move around your base. And as you can see to the south, there's quite a bit of, there's a lack of line of sight. And because of that, and this kind of gets scouted out by Anatan here, you could absolutely come in here and snipe out kings if you needed to. I'm not saying that you need to, definitely not right now, but you could. You're not going to be able to snipe out the landmarks, not without some form of siege, but it's definitely on the cards. Now beginning to push forward, we've got Vortex with quite the army. 35 hand cannoneers, 76 elite royal knights on the field here. And all the elite lancers making their way back. How are we looking for the sacred site? Walls starting to come up. It makes it a little bit more complicated. You can still get around it. The cannons here, they're going to definitely help out. Lancers now coming towards this south side. Huge number of lancers making their way towards the south. Towards this gold vein. And now through the farms. Meanwhile, the sacred site starting to potentially be compromised. He's got reinforcements that he can always bring back But remember, if he goes for that king, there's no way through. There's no Joan of Arc to just magically summon a cannon and take them out. We've got 14 villagers inside here, but unfortunately, that is the wrong that is the wrong keep, my friend. So where does Anatan go from here? I mean, Anatan's extending the game out, right? If we think about it from Anatan's perspective, what's he doing? He's making his opponent come back to the base to chase his army around so that his army is not on the sacred site. Because this is the money. This is where he actually doesn't want this army to be. But it's kind of forcing his hand in a way. Because if Anatan commits to this sacred site, or sorry, I should say Vortex commits to this sacred site with his army, neutralizes it, but loses his entire base, loses all of his villagers, then Anatan wins the game. Because Vortex has no economy left. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Now, how would you offset that? You would offset that through walls. And that's what we now start to see coming up, walls. Sacred site in the middle. Our key focus here, 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go. We've got relics on standby. Anatan obviously tuning into the games earlier today. He knows exactly what is up. Lancer numbers looking good, looking healthy. Hand cannoneers at the back. Where are those knights? Those knights chasing the lancers of the Jussi legacy. He's caught him in a good spot here. Vortex 274 pop, definitely not max just yet. So reinforcements are going to be slow. Needs to make sure he keeps his army together. You don't want to have a fight like this where you've got half of your units away from the other half because you can potentially get picked off. The exact same thing that's happening right here. The flank from behind. This could be it right now as Anatan begins to make his way towards this massive mountain of hand cannoneers. Joan of Arc doing her best to defend, pops the extra movement or extra attack speed. Bombards continue coming down. Sacred site still being held for 4 minutes to go. The group of hand cannoneers looking strong, but where are those? Look at this, they're all stuck. They're all stuck. They're all stuck on a single. Not like this. He's lost a lot of units, but can you think of the difference? Anatan's at 165 pop. Vortex at 250. Oh, Vortex might do it. Vortex is going to do it. Oh, not like this. All of the stepped lancers make their way across the map. Hand cannoneers stand on the sacred site. If he loses this, there's no more behind this. Vortex is strong, is powerful, and the hand cannoneers could be the difference. We saw Anatan with a beautiful flank coming in from behind, but in the end, he's not able to do it. Vortex takes the victory today and puts the Jussi legacy out of business. Ladies and gentlemen, an impressive game coming through from Vortex, managing to make it through. He survived all of those lancers thriving in his base. They were doing a wonderful job there. Let's go take a look at our timelines. Let's get a bit of an idea here. You can see both of these players rising to the occasion of the end game. Of course, Vortex just doing a wonderful job with that second TC from the very beginning. Our military count, you can see he just had that slight advantage over him. And that's the consequence of that extra 50 population. It makes all the difference. And now I think that means we've seen John Dark win a total of 2 times in Outback Octagon. Maybe a good civilization. I'm just going to put that out there. Anyway, let's go take a look at our leaderboard because that concludes day 1 for Outback Octagon. This has obviously been game number 12, so we'll have 4 more games tomorrow, which will be part of the second round. So let's go take a look at our leaderboard and see where we currently stand after that Vortex victory. Vortex rockets up to 6th position today. Don Artie obviously also picking up a victory here as well, sitting in 5th. So these players are feeling good and comfy. Keep in mind that we've still got a lot of players that are still yet to play their second sets of games. Players like Corvinus, who sits in 3rd place. Players like Marine Lord, who has only played those 2 games, all the way down in 11th. We've got Averley CSO. And of course, remember, it is early on in the Outback Octagon. There's still a lot of points to go around. And just because players like Zertan's name or Sass that sit at the bottom of the table are there currently, doesn't mean that they'll be there by the end of tomorrow. Anyway, it was a good game. It was a strong game from Vortex. In the end, he was the toughest opponent and he was able to pull it back. We'll leave it there and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching.